Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now, you all know by now that we love Disney vacations around here. Whether it's parks, cruise, anything, we love them all. Now, unfortunately, the downside is that they are extremely expensive and there's really no way around that. But if you're like me, you're always looking for ways to save money, even if it's just a little bit here or there, because it can add up, especially for a week-long vacation for a family. So here are a few of my favorite ways to save money on a Disney vacation. Let me know in the comments below if you have any others that have worked well for you in the past. My first tip is rent DVC or Disney Vacation Club points for your hotel stay. So I did a full video on my experience renting DVC points, which I'll link that in the description below if you want all the details. But just really high level, Disney Vacation Club or DVC is Disney's timeshare program. So people who join DVC pay a large amount of money upfront to join, and then they pay annual dues every year. And in exchange for this, they are allocated a number of points, which can be cashed in for hotel stays at Disney resorts. Now, if one of these DVC members has extra points that they're not going to use in a given year, they have the ability to rent them to either other DVC members or even non-DVC members. So I am not a member of Disney Vacation Club. I have never bought into the timeshare program. Nothing like that. When you rent these DVC points, it is a one-time transaction where you pay a set amount of money for a set hotel stay for X amount of days at this hotel. That is it. There's no ongoing dues or fees or anything that you'll have to pay. It's just a one-time thing. Now, you also don't get the benefits of DVC. I think they get, some discounts on dining and merchandise in the parks. Like, you don't get to take advantage of any of that, but it is just strictly you are renting the points for a hotel stay. Now, you can save a significant amount of money on your hotel stay by renting these points. And the DVC resorts are the really nice ones. So it's the deluxe resorts, I think maybe a few of the moderate resorts as well. But they are, the high price point hotels that you can get for a significantly cheaper price sometimes. So we have done this several times. We've stayed at the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, Aulani in Hawaii, all with rented DVC points. There's a few different marketplaces online who specialize in kind of being like a broker for these transactions. And when you use these websites, you get some assurance that it's not a scam, basically. They serve as the middleman for the transaction. So the person renting the points goes through them, and then you find them through the broker. The broker does all of the payments through them, the contracts and everything that both parties have to sign. So you have that protection, and you know that you're not just sending money to someone and hoping that they actually give you the points that they say they're gonna do. So I have used David's DVC and DVC Rental Store. I'll link those websites in the description below, like not sponsored or anything like that, but I've used both of those websites and had absolutely no problems with any of the reservations that I've made, and I highly recommend going that route. And on that note, one of the best things about the DVC villas or the rooms that you'll get if you rent DVC points versus the regular hotel rooms is that they all come with either a kitchen or a kitchenette, depending on the size of the room. So that means you're gonna have a fridge, a sink, a microwave. Some of them may even have a stove and an oven. So you'll have the ability to have food in your room, and you don't have to purchase every single meal at the parks. I know for us, we always get an Instacart delivery when we first arrive, and at a minimum, we get breakfast foods, drinks, and snacks to have in the room. Sometimes, depending on the trip, we may even get lunch foods to have back in the room. But you can save so much money, and especially time when you think about breakfast. You're trying to get to the parks early for rope drop. Nobody wants to deal with having to go buy breakfast. Just having something super quick in the room can save you so much time and money, especially for a... Now, of course, one of the most fun things about a Disney vacation is getting some new merch to wear while you're on your vacation. It's, they always have the cutest stuff, and the Disney Parks merchandise is actually very high quality, but it is also pretty pricey. So one of the things that I like to do is before I go on the trip, I search various, Poshmark, eBay, consignments, local consignment sites for authentic Disney Parks merchandise that people are looking to get rid of. By doing this, I have found some items that I have paid fractions of the price I would have paid at the parks. And what I like to do is when I order something online, I don't wear it. I put it away, put it to the side, and then pack it for my trip so that the first time I'm wearing it is when I'm on the trip. And it makes it feel like I just got a new souvenir, even though I paid only a fraction of what I would have paid if I bought it from the park. So just as a couple examples, I found this one on Poshmark, and it's one of the Disney Parks Tommy Bahama collections. So I got this for my husband. It's a cute button down, perfect for a Disney cruise. It has like a really subtle Mickey print. You probably can't really see it on here, but a really nice quality shirt. And these go for well over $100 in the gift shop. Paid $30 on Poshmark for it. And I think it was honestly probably worn like once. And then if you've been to the parks, I'm sure you've seen the Spirit jerseys. You know how much those cost, but also how adorable they all are. This is actually a Disney Cruise Line Spirit jersey. Great quality. And I just checked my Poshmark account and I paid $15 for this one. So fraction of the price of what you would pay in the gift. Now, I think most people know that you can go up to any of the quick service restaurants in the parks and ask for a cup of ice water and they will give that to you completely free, which is great. Obviously, you need to stay hydrated, especially during the summer times, walking around those parks. However, sometimes you just want something a little more special, not just plain water all the time. And while you're in Epcot, absolutely make sure you stop by Club Cool. It's sponsored by Coca-Cola, and they actually have all these drink machines in there where you can taste Coca-Cola products from all over the world. So they don't have the Coke and Sprite and all the regular drinks that we would find here in the US, but they have all of the international versions of them, and you can try them. You can try as many as you want for free. I personally think most of them are gross, but there is one, and it's like cucumber flavored Sprite that is so good and so refreshing. And I love just popping in there for, they give it to you in like a little sample size cup, but just a couple sips of it is just so refreshing on a really hot day, and it's completely free. Of course, if you're going to the parks, you're going to need park tickets. So don't assume that buying the park tickets directly from Disney is always going to be the best price. It could be. Sometimes they do have promotions going on and stuff like that, which could make them the best price. But I know AAA and Sam's Club also sell Disney tickets where you can get them at a slight discount compared to when you buy them directly from the parks. It's not a life-changing amount. I did one comparison for a 4-day ticket at Sam's Club, and you ended up saving about $32. But again, $32 for a family of 5, it does add up. And that's a dinner or something while you're in the park. And I know some people don't have the option of flexibility as to when they travel. They're tied to either school schedules, work schedules, anything like that. But if you are someone who has flexibility in when you travel, pay attention to the cost of tickets on certain days throughout the year, because it's not the same for every single day. There are websites out there that people do very thorough research on crowd levels and all of that. And so I will defer to them to tell you what the best days to go. But I think typically the lower price days are the less crowded days at the park. So you may get a double bonus by paying a little bit less and also having lower crowds and less lines. And if you are attending any of the special events, so the Halloween party, the Christmas party, any of those nighttime events, you really don't need a park ticket for that day. There are plenty of things that you can do around the resort to keep yourself entertained that morning and early afternoon before you can actually go into the park. I personally would not spend money on a park ticket for that morning. You can ride the Skyliner and the monorail completely free. You can go walk around all of the other Disney resorts completely free. You can go to Disney Springs completely free. The pool at the resort you're staying in, completely free. I personally love having a little bit of downtime during my stay anyways, and that's the perfect balance of having a chill morning where you don't have to get up to rope drop and you're not running around, and you actually get to enjoy the hotel that you spent all this money to stay in, and having a little bit more of a relaxing, slow-paced day, and then heading over to the parks, I think usually around like 4 o'clock, when you can get in with just your party ticket admission. And my last tip is specific to Disney Cruise Line, but do not be afraid of the older ships. When you look at the cost for a cruise, especially cost per day for a cruise on the Wish or the upcoming ones on the Treasure compared to the older ships, the Magic, the Wonder, the Fantasy, you will save a significant amount of money if you go on the older ships. And I promise you, you will still have the best time. We were just on the Magic a couple months ago and it is in great shape. It is not an old ship. It does not feel old. It maybe isn't as new and fancy as the Wish, but that does not mean it is not a great vacation. And do not be afraid to save a little bit of money and go on one of those ships instead. Okay, so we're all friends here. Tell me in the comments below, what do you do to save money? What other tips and tricks do you have that I don't even know about yet? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.